Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and today we're going to be doing a tier list of basically the most recent basketball shoes, probably like a year old, mostly this year. This year is basically over, and we have a good amount of shoes on this list. If you guys want to get any of these shoes, I try to leave a link in the description box. But yeah, I got 5 tiers. S tier is pretty much this shoe is amazing, and of course this is all just my opinion. So yeah, there's really nothing wrong in this shoe, and I love this shoe. A is this shoe is amazing, but there's like 1 or 2 things that I would change about it. B is this shoe is nice, but I would change a couple more things about this. C is this shoe isn't great, but it's not terrible. I feel like some other people might like it. And then F is this shoe sucks. Definitely do not get this shoe at all. And I don't think there's a whole lot of shoes on this list that are F tier, which is a good thing, right? So anyways, let's get it started off with the Dame 8. And the Dame 8, I would give it a B tier, honestly. It wasn't terrible, but the traction was really bad for me on dust. And you know, usually the court that I play on is pretty damn dusty, so I don't really like that. And also the cushion was way too soft for me personally. I usually like a responsive ride, and that Bounce Pro just had a lot of compression. Also, it's a little bit heavy and a little bit bulkier than I would like personally, so that's why it's in the B tier. Next is the Zoom Freak 4, and honestly I'd give that an A. You know, the traction was solid, although not top tier. It's a pretty solid bite. Cushion also was nice. You know, a 4-foot zoom unit, you get a nice little trampoline effect. And then the heel, there was a lot of compression, which felt nice as well. Overall, minimal shoe, supportive and lightweight and responsive. So Zoom Freak 4 also looks great. I mean, it grew on me a lot. The colorways that are coming out too, amazing, right? So A tier. Next we got the KD 15, that is also A tier because of the heel slippage, and I know a good amount of people that did experience pretty bad heel slippage, so that's why I'm putting it in A tier. For me, maybe it'll be borderline S tier because I didn't really experience terrible heel slippage, just a little bit. But yeah, the traction is amazing, cushion is really nice with the full-length Zoom Strobo and full-length Cushlon. Materials are minimal, but also the overall shoe is super supportive, so I give it an A tier. Next we got the Cosmic Unity 2, and I give that S tier. Amazing shoe. It's also cheaper than the KD 15, or the same price. It depends on the colorway, but the traction is really nice. The cushion with the full-length Zoom Strobo, and the foam is a little bit more responsive than the KD 15. The KD 15, some people think it's a little too soft, so that's nice. Material quality is way better. It's like a really nice textile material, super supportive shoe, and it looks great, right? Next we got the LeBron 19 low, and I give that a solid B tier. Traction is actually a lot better than the LeBron 19 for some reason. Maybe they changed up the rubber compound. I don't know what they did, but it's better. Also, the cushion is not bad, although I don't really like how bad the court feel is. The Air Max unit is nice and stuff like that. Materials are overall thinner, and support is great. But it's a little bulky as well, so that's why I'm putting it in B tier. And LeBron 19 is F. I don't think anyone should get this shoe. It's super heavy, super bulky. It's the heaviest shoe that I've ever weighed at, actually, right? The cushion's way too high up. Very stiff shoe as well. Just was not a fan at all of the LeBron 19. The Kyrie Infinity, I give that an A tier because of the cushion, right? So the traction is really nice. Once you break it in, it gets really good, but you do need to break it in. The cushion, however, is that the 4-foot Zoom Strobo unit is a little too crazy for me at times, right? It's still nice, but then, like, you know, there are definitely days I do enjoy it, but sometimes it's like it's a little too much, and I want a responsive type of cushion, right? So that's why I'm putting in A tier, but it can borderline be S tier. I also really like the plush tongue and ankle area. Support is great as well. So yeah, definitely A tier. Kyrie Low 5, I will put it in A tier because the cushion is really bad. The heel, there's really no compression, it's stiff. The 4-foot zoom unit's alright. Materials are pretty nice though. It's thin, it conforms to your foot, and it's an overall supportive shoe, and the traction is top tier, so that's why it's an A tier. But you know, if you're looking for a responsive ride, then the Kyrie Low 5 is good, but if you want anything from your cushion, it's probably not the best option, right? Next, we got the PG6. That's easily an S tier. I mean, it's one of my favorite shoes to play in of all time, actually. It's up there, right? So the traction is top tier. Cushion is super nice with the full-length React. Materials are super minimal. Support is great for me. It's adequate, although I wouldn't say it's the most supportive shoe. And it's a great looking shoe too. I mean, I really have nothing I would change about it, right? Maybe I would add a 4-foot zoom unit if I wanted to, but it's not a huge deal, right? Alright, next we got the Zoom GT Jump, and I give that a solid B or borderline A, right? So the traction is pretty solid, it's nice. The cushion is way too crazy. There's so much compression. You get a lot of compression right underneath your foot with the full length zoom strobe, and then you get more compression from the bottom loaded zoom units in the forefoot and heel. Materials are thin and supportive, but I don't really like the high top all too much, just in my personal opinion. I like to play in low top, so I give it a solid B. Next, we got the Jordan 37. I give that a solid B as well, because the cushion, right? And it's even crazier than the Kyrie Infinity, and I put that in A, right? The court feel isn't as good as the Kyrie Infinity, which I didn't really like, but it wasn't terrible. But the forefoot zoom strobe unit, and also it's double stacked. It's just too much for me sometimes. I mean, there were definitely days where I really liked it and I liked how bouncy it was, but also some other days I felt a little like it's a little too much and a little like unstable for me personally. Traction was solid, but not the best on dust. And materials, I mean, ventilation was great. I do like the Lano weave, but we all saw Grant Williams bust through the shoe, right? It was all over social media, so I guess I'd give it a B tier, maybe borderline A tier. Next, we got the Zion 2, and that's definitely an A tier. I actually really like playing in the shoe. Although it's a little bit, you know, on the bulkier side of things. I mean, it's definitely not bulky, but like comparing it to shoes that I like to play in, like the PG6 and shoes that are like way more minimal than the Zion 2, then it feels a little bit more bulky, right? The traction solid, cushion I really like as well with the forefoot zoom and the heel air strobe, and the materials are actually quite thin and you know, it conforms to your foot pretty well, although it's a very supportive material. So A tier for the Zion 2. A Zoom GT Cut 2.0, I don't know, I think honestly I'd C or B, borderline B. Maybe I'm being too hard on it because I really like the Zoom GT Cut 1 and it was a pretty big letdown for me because of that. But yeah, the traction not very nice, you know, especially on hard like stops, and also not very good on dust. Cushion way too high up off the ground, too much bounce, it's too crazy, too much compression. Materials were okay, but for the price, you know, it's not great for quality, so I think C tier is pretty good. Alright, next we got the Precision 6. This is a pretty nice shoe. I give it a B or an A tier actually. A, borderline A, right? So traction is solid, cushion sucks, but it's a responsive low to the ground feel, which is nice. Materials are actually pretty damn nice for the price. It's thin, but also a very supportive shoe, and really, really lightweight and responsive. So borderline A, but I think I'd keep it in B. Next, we got the KD Trey 510, and I give it an A. Man, that's a cheaper shoe. It's Kevin Durant's, you know, budget shoe. And honestly, it's really, really nice. You know, forefoot zoom unit is nice. The Renew foam has nice compression in the heel. Traction is solid. And the materials, it's not the most supportive material, but it's very soft, it's thin, it's lightweight. So overall, I really enjoyed playing the shoe. Right, next we got the Renew Elevate 3, I believe it was, and I give it a solid B tier. Traction is okay. It's not anything amazing, but it's a pretty okay bite once you break it in. Cushion is alright. There's a nice bit of compression though. And then the materials, not the best for quality. It's like the same thing as the KD Trey 510. And support was not bad as well, so I give it a solid B tier. Why not 0.5 a C? Traction was just really bad, and traction is like the most important thing for me. So because of that, I'm putting it in C. Cushion was alright. Materials were thin, it's supportive, so everything else about the shoe was pretty nice, but the traction being bad was like, that's pretty important to me, so that's why I'm putting it in C tier. LeBron 20, easy S tier. Amazing shoe. Traction is top tier. Cushion is really nice with the full length cushion and zoom turbo unit. Materials are thin. Overall very minimal and lightweight shoe, and very responsive, and it's an amazing looking shoe, right? Alright, next we got the Puma Rise Nitro. It's alright. I give it a solid B. Traction honestly wasn't great, especially on hard stops. Cushion was nice, you know, full length nitro foam. You know, there's a nice bit of compression and bounce in the heel. Material quality is great though. The knit is really nice on foot. But because of the traction, I think I give it a B. Alright, next we got the TRC Blaze Court, which is C. The traction was absolutely horrendous in the shoe. Material quality was really bad. And the cushion was pretty lackluster as well, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. Next we got the 808 2 Ultra, and I'm gonna give that an easy S. But the colorway that I'm playing in is fully translucent also, right? And that's picking up a good amount of dust. So I'm guessing the solid rubber counterpart is going to be better on dust. But yeah, I mean, obviously 808 2 is an S tier as well. The cushion is amazing. I really like the drop in. Material is thin. The overall shoe is super supportive. just like the 808 2 Ultra. So both of these are S tier, they're both amazing. Next, we got the Wild 10 Easy S tier. I mean, leaning and way of weight has been killing it. Cushion is absolutely amazing with the full length boom. Traction is solid. Material is thin, but also a very minimal feeling material. Lightweight shoe, and you feel really quick when you're playing in it. So Wild 10 is also amazing. All City 10, I'll give it a solid A. You know, cushion also was really nice. You get the full length boom right underneath your foot. But also the traction is on hard stops was not the best. I would slide out just a tiny bit. So because of that, I'm putting it in A tier. Material felt great, especially for quality. It's thin, it's supportive. So I'll put it in A tier. Next, we got the KT Splash 4. And overall, really nice shoe and super cheap. I put it in B tier. Traction is solid though. Although like on hard stops, it would slide out just a tiny bit. Cushion also is pretty nice, especially for the price. Materials are overall super supportive, although it feels a little glued down. So I'll put it in a solid B tier. Next, we got the Shock the Game 6.0 A. Amazing shoe, super cheap as well for the quality. You get a carbon fiber plate, traction is solid, cushion with that full length N2 foam is really nice, especially for stepping comfort. Materials are thin, not the best for quality, but it feels nice on foot. Next, we got the Two-Way 2 by New Balance. I'm very excited about the V3, although I don't think it looks as good as the 2. But yeah, solid S tier. It's been an S tier for a long time. So traction solid. I love the cushion, really good court feel. Materials super thin. It's overall pretty supportive. It was adequate for me, and I really like playing that shoe. Next, we got the Kawhi 2, and we'll put it in B tier because the traction wasn't good. The cushion was lackluster. Materials are super cheap, especially for the $160 price tag. Support was good though and fit me very well. But yeah, because of those reasons, I'm putting it in B tier. Next, we got the Curry 9. I'll put it in solid A tier. Everything about this shoe is amazing besides the cushion. I wish there was a little bit more compression or bounce. Traction is top tier. Cushion is responsive and low to the ground though. Material is very minimal. It's a super lightweight shoe, right? Same thing with the Curry 4 Flotro. Same exact reasons, right? I guess it's a little bit more cozy and a little bit more comfortable as far as the materials go, comparing it to the Curry 9, but the cushion isn't great, right? Next, we got the Flow Future X and V2 actually, and let's put it in B tier because the fit wasn't amazing for me personally, right? Comparing to the Curry 9 and the Curry 4 Flotro, just a roomier toe box and a little bit wider as well. So because of that, I'm putting in B tier. Also, the material quality isn't that great either. Next, we got the Trae Young 1. I'm putting in solid A tier. I mean, traction is really nice, but not the best on dust. Cushion also is really nice with the boost and light strike. Materials break in pretty nicely. It supports great, so it's a little bit on the heavier side of things, but overall it's really nice. Next, we got the Hardens, and I'll put that in S tier. I really enjoy playing this shoe. Although it's on the heavier side of things, it doesn't feel super bulky, and it feels really responsive because the traction is really good. Core feel is amazing. I love the full length boost, and you feel that nice compression as well. Support's great and all that, so S tier. Next, we got the Donda G4. I'll put it in B, borderline A tier. So traction is, I've been playing it, I'm still testing it, but traction is alright, especially on hard stops. It's not the best, and also it picks up a lot of dust. But if you're playing on a clean court, it's nice. Cushion also is alright. The full length light strike is thicker, so you get nice compression, you get nice bounce and all that. Materials are thin. It's an overall supportive shoe as well, so a solid B tier for me. Some of the shoes that I'm very excited about is, of course, the Kyrie 8 that's supposed to come out soon. The Trae Young 2 also is coming out soon as well. So anyways, that is my tier list for basically most of the basketball shoes that have come out in the recent year. So tell us what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.